I have less time, but when I'm more intentional with things, then they really get done. And I think that's what matters. It's like you create your own time, really. When I'm with my daughter, I just focus on her. When it's work, it's just work. I try not to think about the day, think about anything else. And that's really helped me.
Hello there, health coaches. Balancing your health coaching business with the rest of your life and responsibilities is no joke. And being a new mom is a perfect example of just that. So today we'll talk with Gabby, who is a real life health coach from our community, and go behind the scenes of her life as a new mom, as a health coach, and as a Fast Track member. And I remember those days when my babies were small and my business was small and I was growing both at the same time. I still kind of am, but now they pack their own lunch. So if you're feeling pulled in multiple directions, you are definitely not alone. We get it. And it's still possible to make big, big progress. Gabby, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for having me. I've been listening to you for a long time, so I'm very honored, very excited to be here.
Now, is this the first time that you've appeared live on a podcast?
Yes, ever.
Yay! All right, round of applause for Gabby, everybody, because that takes a lot of guts, not only to record live, because we're live streaming as we do this, but also to be on camera live and doing it all at once. You look great. Thanks so much again for making the effort. Did you have to get some childcare in order to do this?
Thank you. My husband's actually happens to be off, which was perfect. So he is out with baby girl at the park now. So it worked out perfectly.
Oh, love it. I know there's a lot of juggling that goes on. So and I know that sometimes as we were working together, you often showed up on our Zoom calls, with your little girl in your lap, which we love. I was wondering, did you plan to start your health coaching business alongside motherhood? Was this all intended?
No, so I started health coaching a year before I had her, actually. And I already had a few challenges there. And then I had her the next year. So it's a whole new world that I'm navigating along with health coaching. But now that she's here, I'm trying to figure it all out. I mean, I want to be able to do all the things. So I'm trying and I'm getting it going and finding a good rhythm.
Doing all the things. I think that pretty much sums it up. So, and I don't know this about you. Did you have another career before you started health coaching?
So before health coaching, I was actually farming and I was a gardening teacher for a private school, for a Waldorf school for kids.
Oh, awesome. A Waldorf school. So which career so far, from what you can tell, is more accommodating for having a little one on your hip?
Definitely health coaching, which is why I was so interested too. I mean, family is so important to me and just gives me a little bit more flexibility for sure, just to be able to be there with my baby girl and create my own schedule. So it's been really great for that.
That's what I figured your answer was going to be, but I'm not so sure. I don't know what it's like to do farming for a Waldorf school, but gosh, it sounds like you really combined. You've been kind of on this path somewhat for a while. You don't just start a career at a Waldorf school usually. How did you get into health and wellness and health coaching in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been interested in health and wellness on some level from a young age, but I think it started really when I found farming in my mid-20s and I fell in love with growing food and being out in nature. And I think that's really where I found my passion for just connecting with food and just learning more about what real food is and where it comes from and why it's important. And so I remember, being at the farmer's market, selling my produce and trying to talk to people more about the nutrition aspect of the food and trying to connect them to the food and to nature. And so that was important to me. And I wanted to do that on a deeper level, on a more personal level with people. And I had thought about maybe becoming an RD just, because I wanted to go deeper into the nutrition path, but that just did not feel like the journey for me once I looked into it. And I eventually found IIN and I joined and I graduated in 2022. So I've been health coaching ever since.
All right. I think a lot of us have that shared experience. I remember looking into becoming an RD and then I looked at the price tag attached to that. And then I looked at what I was actually going to be learning and I was like, maybe there's something else. That's so cool. How did you actually what was the first time you even knew that health coaching existed?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I almost think I saw a documentary. It was Heal. And I really remember it having an impact on me, just how people were able to heal themselves through nutrition and nature. And it really it inspired me. And I was like, hey, I can connect the agriculture and nature world with helping people on this other level and just maybe more on like one-on-one or groups, and just I kind of connected that. And so that's kind of an element I bring into my coaching now too, just being in nature with my clients too.
Awesome. That's you're pretty much like on the path from the beginning. So many of our coaches come from like an accounting background or something totally unrelated. So anyway, I love hearing for all of you, all your different backgrounds and how you got here. By the way, if you're live with us on Facebook, or if you're watching this replay later, tell us what you were doing before you became a health coach. I'd love to hear it. So Gabby, you started coaching said in 2022, and in the years since then, what did you find to be like the biggest challenge or challenges along the way?
Yeah, they've kind of shifted. I would say in the very beginning as a new health coach, it felt like a lonely path, a very lonely start. Like I know farming can feel lonely, but it's different. It's a different type of lonely. And with health coaching, there aren't very many health coaches in my community. So I just felt like there wasn't very much guidance or direction. Social media was really bad for me because inevitably you just compare yourself to other people, even if you don't want to. So I took a lot of social media breaks in the beginning. So that was one of the bigger challenges in the very start. And then, of course, once I had my baby girl, then just trying to navigate this whole new world of running a business and taking care of my little one. So that's where I am now, is just kind of finding that rhythm with her. And I feel really good where we are today. But yeah, definitely in the beginning, in the earlier days when it was a lot more challenging.
Sure. And I want to hear how you're navigating your days. We're going to get to like the day in the life, but, I just want to set up in the beginning, like how, where you have come from and what you've already gone through. And so it sounds like, it's almost like starting your business twice, once before having a little one in the house and then kind of refiguring it out afterwards. So I'm proud of you because that is no small feat right there. So you mentioned loneliness, kind of like having to figure this all out on your own. How did you do on your own? Like, you were working with paying clients in that first year or two? Like, what did that look like?
I worked with a few clients. I was working with women to help supporting them on their menstrual health. And I found a couple clients just through, family and friends connections there. But it just was really hard to market myself. And it was just really hard to know where to even start. And for me, it was mostly just social media. Which I'm not a huge fan of. So that was pretty much it. It's just social media, and it just wasn't taking me very far at all.
Okay. So like it connected you with a couple clients, but you were maxing out.
Yes. So the clients I did find were mostly like through connections I already had, which was great. But really I feel like my marketing wasn't really getting anywhere. Not through social media.
Yeah, social media. We've done lots of episodes talking about that, but it's nice to hear it from someone else, not just me, that it's like, it's there. It's a thing. It might help. And it's probably like 1% what health coaches think in terms of the results you're going to get from it. Does that sound about right?
Yes, for me, at least it's been that way.
Yeah. It's not just you. So everyone should hear that loud and clear. Social media is only going to get you so far. Now, I know that Fast Track propelled your business and confidence forward, which I just want to talk about a little bit, because if anyone is unfamiliar with Fast Track, first of all, that is a 12-week program that I created. It gives health coaches 100% done for you, customizable materials, blah, blah, blah. It walks you through implementing them step by step. Gabby, considering you had a baby on your lap most of the time, how did Fast Track benefit you?
Oh, it was great. For me, I would say it really made a big difference. Before Fast Track, it was just like I mentioned, it just feels lonely. Like there aren't very many places to actually connect with other health coaches and just, just know that you're doing something, so other people are doing it too. And then, so Fast Track gave me that. It gave me a community. It gave me that support. And then also just like after doing Fast Track, I feel like I have so much more confidence, like as a person, like just like in the world, I feel like I have more confidence. And then as a health coach, of course, like I feel like I can present myself as a professional health coach in a way that I couldn't before. Just a lot of things have happened since then. So it feels like that would be the biggest thing. It's just, it gave me this newfound confidence.
We love confidence for health coaches, for moms, for women working in the world, running their own business. I love all of that. That's fantastic. By the way, if anyone's interested in Fast Track, you can check out our free blueprint. It is at healthcoachpower.com/blueprint. So now that you're like moving and grooving, Gabby, how old is your little girl now?
She is 17 months.
Oh gosh, we're still counting in months. I love it.
I know. I had to think about it. Yes, 17 months.
So cute. All right. So you kind of like hit a groove there. Let's talk about your typical day as a health coach and mom. Walk us through it. What does it look like? I'm curious if you do have any help, help taking care of her, or go into any sort of like daycare, preschool type thing. Yeah, just lay it on us.
Sure. Well, I'm very fortunate to have a very supportive husband, so that helps a lot. He's great. I don't have her in childcare or anything, but our typical day, so he works full time, so Monday through Friday all day. So I have her, I'm with her, I'm basically at home with her all day long, from the moment we wake up to when she goes down. And I would say, yeah, typical day looks like us, waking up and starting the day with a nourishing meal. I try to get a good workout in at home, also yoga or something else. She does it with me, a little yoga mat. And then we always try to get outside, like connection to nature is very important to me. So I really want to foster that in her too. So we are outside a lot. And when she goes down for a nap, that's when I try to get a little emailing in or, sneak peek at whatever I need to do. She sleeps maybe an hour and a half. So that's beautiful. That's when that happens. And then really, I try to be just present with her. And when I'm with her and she's awake, I try not to look at my phone. I try not to do any work then. I really just want to be with her. And so she is a great sleeper, thank goodness. So she goes to bed at 8, and that is when I do my work. She goes down 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that's when Mama gets to work. That's when I write my emails. That's when I work on my projects and texting any client calls, anything like that I do on the weekends because it's very hard to do without my husband's help. So yes, that's how I'm able to do that during the week. And then on the weekends, I focus on clients.
All right, I got it. So during the week, it sounds like maybe you're getting in like maybe 2-3 hours of work each day. And then on the weekends, actually meeting with clients?
Yes, correct. Yep. So 3 hours a day. And then 3.5, depending on the day. Every day is different. It's a different kind of day every day. But yes, for sure, like 3 hours a day. And then on the weekends, if I don't have a session, then I'll do about 3-4 hours a day on a Saturday, Sunday.
God bless nap times, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm hoping she stays napping for a while.
Yes. I remember being like, well, maybe you could just play in his room quietly for another 20 minutes while I finish this up.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, that's a really great testament to, because, what I saw you do during Fast Track, you put forth a lot of effort. You completed the whole program, which is amazing, working just a couple of hours a day. Like, are you proud of yourself? Because we have a lot of coaches who like, maybe they even have more time, but it feels like I could never run a whole business.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, definitely. I am proud of myself, and it gave me that confidence through that for sure. It's kind of like, hey, like I can do this. I can keep doing great things. And yes, I have less time, but when I'm more intentional with things, then they really get done. And I think that's what matters. It's like you create your own time, really. And like I said, like when I'm with my daughter, I just focus on her. When it's work, it's just work. Like I try not to think about the day, think about anything else. And that's really helped me.
I think you have got this figured out way better than I did when my son was born. So kudos to you. Really happy to hear it. What advice do you have we have so many health coaches who are moms, new moms. What advice do you have for them? Or maybe they're not even moms, but they're working another job, or maybe it's someone who's taking care of elderly parents, whatever. We're feeling pulled in multiple directions. What's your best advice?
Yes, I would say, just give yourself grace. Just try to do what you can. I think it always works best. Like I was saying, just being very intentional and getting organized and just creating a plan for yourself that's going to work for you. Everyone's life is so different, but just trying to give yourself permission to just do what you can do. For me in the beginning, I definitely was trying to do way too much and trying to take on way too many projects. And now I'm like, okay, I'm very more realistic in what I can get done. I can only work those 3 hours a day, even though I want to work way more. And that's okay. That's what works for me right now. And I know what I can do in those 3 hours now. And I feel good about it. So just kind of giving yourself more grace and just meeting yourself where you are now.
I've always heard, like, if you want to get anything done, give it to a busy mom. Because, if you have all the time in the world and no constraints, it's like somehow what you have to do expands to fill all that space. But when you have, I got 3 hours, or I remember my son would take 30-minute naps. And so I had 30 minutes at a time. You have to sit down, you have to know what you're doing. You're going to get it done. So that's great advice. And I'm curious, what comes next? Because she's going to get older. She's going to, I don't know if she's already banging on the keyboard. I remember my son banging on the keyboard a little bit more as he got older, and I couldn't get anything done. But, this is a season that you're going through. So as she grows up and as you think forward in your business, what do you imagine coming next?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of dreaming happening all the time. And like I mentioned, I only have that, so much time in the day, but when I do dream about what that future is going to look like, I would really love to create like a nature space where I can just grow, healthy, wholesome food for my clients, but also just a place where I can hold my sessions there. That's my own. As I take people to like parks now and gardens around the city, but I would love to create my own space and treat it more like it's like nature therapy, but like coaching therapy or nature coaching. So that really is booked in my mind now for the future, which would take a lot more time than what I do now.
Here's a little idea for you, take it or leave it. But when my son was little, I brought him to a nature center, like daycare. So maybe there's an extension of this nature center. You have your own little one there. Other people come. They were so great. They fed them healthy food. They did cloth diapering. It was like the best possible daycare scenarios. There's just like a little business idea if you want to run with it.
No, I like that a lot. Yes, thanks.
I think we need more options like that, because when I know as you're starting to look to, put kids into any sort of childcare, the options can be a little bit difficult if you care about what your children what they're eating or, what they're doing during the day. So that was a really cool option. Anyway, thanks for sharing all of that. I know that's going to inspire a lot of moms out there, or anyone who feels like right now I can't give it my all. And I think that is most of us, most of the time. So it's not like, it doesn't have to be an excuse for why you can't. It just has to be a way of organizing yourself, focusing, and Gabby, like you said, like being present in the one thing that you're doing at a time, knowing that that's going to shift over the years, right?
For sure.
So if any of our coaches, especially other health coach moms, want to connect with you, Gabby, where is the best place for them to reach you?
Yeah, sure. They can reach out. I'm on Instagram. It's Whole Mother Journey. My website is under construction, so they can contact me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And thank you all for being here with us. If you have a topic that you'd like me to cover in an upcoming episode, you know what you can do? Just text me. Pull out your phone, go to healthcoachpower.com/text. Those do come directly to me, and I'm pulling ideas for future episodes out of all of your suggestions. So thank you in advance for that. Thank you again, Gabby, and we'll see you all soon.
Thank you.